And there has been an addition to the list of things the UK, Canada, and the US have in common at this point. From Kashmir rabble-rousers to Khalistan sympathizers, separatist groups of all kinds are finding support in these countries. Just have a look at what happened on Saturday. The UK and Canada allowed Khalistan rallies to take place. There were also smaller gatherings in the United States. But the biggest mobilizations were in Toronto, Vancouver, and London. In fact, in Toronto, there were protests outside the Indian consulate. In London, there was a demonstration outside the Indian High Commission. No prizes for guessing what the protests were about. Khalistan freedom, the creation of a separate state for Sikhs, which is quite ironical because the issue of Khalistani separatism is over in India. You will not find any such demonstrations here, but a lot of them take place in Western countries. It seems as if these countries themselves have a hand in keeping this movement alive. Whatever be the case, the efforts are not entirely working. Have a look at these images. At the same venue where the Pro-Khalistan rally was held, there was also a pro-India rally with people waving the Indian flag. There were also chants of "Long live India." The Khalistan rally looked like a damn squib in front of this one. That said, why are such rallies taking place in the first place? Why are countries like Canada and the UK even giving space to Khalistan extremists? Well, politicians in Britain and Canada have an excuse: appeasement in the guise of promoting free speech. But what do they get from this is the question. Political benefits, votes. There are over 6 lakh people of the Sikh community in Canada. Though all of them may not be Khalistan supporters, this is a significant vote bank. And the politics of the UK is similar. There are over 500,000 Sikhs living in the UK. They form the UK's 4th largest religious group, in fact. Again, not all of them are Khalistan supporters. But they are still a significant vote bank. And if we speak of the United States, there are strong organizations, individuals, even lawmakers that are driving this movement for their own nefarious interests. Take what happened in Connecticut last year. The General Assembly of Connecticut recognized the 29th of April as the anniversary of the Declaration of Sikh Independence. This citation was followed by an event. A group of Sikhs gathered in Norwich. It is a city in Connecticut. They raised a flag outside the city hall. And you don't need me to tell you this. These were pro-Khalistan supporters. And they were being backed by the state of Connecticut. A year prior, in 2021, the Hudson Institute published a report. It revealed some shocking details. There are at least 55 Kashmiri and Khalistani groups operating in the US, and it is possible that they have links to Pakistan. They could be getting funding, support, even military training from the Pakistani establishment. So these possible links are yet to be confirmed, but the threat is obvious. Pro-Khalistani groups are thriving in America, but American authorities have been reluctant to investigate them, and these groups operate in the open. They have held events in the past. In 2020, they held a demonstration in New York, and in 2019, these groups tried to ride on the momentum generated by the Black Lives Matter. They appropriated imagery and slogans of that protest and launched their own campaign. And the less said about Canada, the better. Multiculturalism has only enhanced the scope of vote bank politics in the country. Lawmakers are openly supporting Khalistan. The Justin Trudeau government is enabling the separatist ideology. Even references to Khalistan extremism have been removed from the annual report on terrorism in Canada. So where do you draw the line? The US, the UK, Canada cannot continue to ignore this issue. But at the same time, by giving undue space to anti-India voices, they are jeopardizing their ties with India. And not just that, they are overlooking their own security concerns. Free speech is one thing. Hate speech and separatism is quite another. And the two should not be confused. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.